Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 174. I'm your Joe Dix, joined tonight by Mark Augustiniak.
What's up?
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Today's Sunday, November 27th, 2016. I actually knew the date this week. What do you know about that? How are you two doing this evening?
Good.
Good?
Good. I'm excited.
Why?
Just games coming out.
It is a good time for games.
Is it?
No. But there's a game that Mark and I are excited about.
2 games for me.
Yeah, I don't care about bird dogs. Matt, how are you?
Doing well. Worked on a Sunday for the first time in a while, so that kind of brings down the mood.
Welcome to hell.
But Ravens won last week.
Yeah.
We're on the up. Capitals didn't play, so that's like a tie.
That's just like normal anyway, because they never really play, right?
Well, it's 82 games over the course of a few months, so there's going to be a couple off days.
I just mean they never really, go Red Wings.
Got it. Yeah, no. Okay. Flyers, Red Wings, pick a team. If you're going to make fun of me, just pick a team.
I just throw anything out that's not Capitals.
Got it.
That's the goal here.
I'll be shocked when you say Winnipeg Jets one day. That's how I know you've been paying attention.
I know things. Although there was one thing. What was it? Was it when the Hornets changed to the something?
The Bobcats in basketball.
Is that what they changed to? The Bobcats? See, that just blew my mind there because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but then the Hornets came back with the New Orleans franchise.
Yeah. The Hornets moved to New Orleans instead of.
Well, no, I don't think they moved to New Orleans. I think they transformed to the Bobcats, and then New Orleans took the Hornets.
Who were the Hornets before? Charlotte, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is unrelated, but I remember in my elementary school,
Yeah.
Our mascot was a beaver,
Uh-huh.
and then it changed to a bobcat, and I was so pissed.
You like the Beaver better than Bobcat?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the movie Easy A when they changed from the devil to the beaver. And they're like, rah, 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 rah.
I never saw it.
Oh, you never seen Easy A?
I was on a very strict Emma Stone ban in this household until Spider-Man 2. And then she kind of redeemed herself in Birdman for me, and then I kind of came around on Emma Stone.
I like birds.
I was quite the opposite.
Matt's face is completely
I was quite the opposite.
She's just done with
no,
me.
I love that woman. Not in that way, just as an actress.
I understand. I just didn't. Yeah. She's fine in
Your loss.
that Superbad. She was.
Yeah.
But then everything else, I was like, who cares?
Pair me up with Jules. Okay, I'll try home ec again.
But yeah, I don't care about bobcats.
I get that. I mean, yeah.
I don't like the name. Like
Bobcat.
2 things I don't care about. Bobs and cats.
Yeah, I get
Bye, Bob listeners.
that. It was nice knowing you, Get a different name.
Robert, you're okay.
Yep. You can stick around. But if you're feeling like you want to shorten that thing up, keep
Bobby.
the R at the front, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't remember this week at all. It was Thanksgiving. Did you guys have a Thanksgiving? Did you have dinners?
I did.
Eh.
Eh.
I don't really have like traditional holiday stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, just hung out with. I saw my family. Just we didn't do much.
That's a tradition in and of itself.
It's just a bunch of Jackbox. That's all I've been doing this month.
Jackbox?
Everybody's Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Makes sense.
I'm in.
I had a surprisingly calm Thanksgiving.
That's always good, though.
Yeah, it was pretty laid back.
Nothing pissed me off.
That's good.
Not that I'm typically pissed off on Thanksgiving, but I typically have that. There's always just that bit where you're like, all right, this is the part. Yeah, we just got to deal with this and get through. Like whatever it is, it could be like a comment about my beard or about some thing. It was just like no bullshit. It was just we ate food. I don't remember anything else. I just remember food, and that was kind of it.
Nobody spoke, and just.
There was conversation, but it was never like, all right, I'm tired of hearing your face move your mouth around and have sounds come out. It was fine. And then I went to Target on the way home, which was great.
Was
Target,
it?
so it was interesting.
It wasn't for me. It was.
Yeah, well, you went
Warzone.
You went mid Black Friday. I went Thanksgiving evening, just wandered in, and it was still mid Warzone, but everybody just got to the battlefield.
Did everything seem dim to you?
Well, yeah, but that's just Target generally for me.
I don't know. Usually the lighting is okay, but for some reason this time, everything just seemed like, I don't know. Everything was just dark.
You went to the one up here, right?
Yeah.
That one's always just like sad.
It is.
Everything's always
It
just
just smells
sold
like
out.
cardboard and
I can't buy like bread. Like my brand of bread's just gone.
all those damn pigeons taking your bread.
It's just not good. It's always just meh. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But it was cool the other night. Just like, do I need this? No. Should I? Yeah.
Teasing yourself.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't buy anything though.
Testing your might.
You're growing.
What's the other one? I know I am
You're
growing.
becoming an adult.
You know what I bought tonight?
Oh God, I don't want to know.
Jeans.
I didn't witness it, but I was part of the conversation of that happening.
Yeah. Because a guy at work tipped me off on a good jeans sale. I came home, discovered they were on sale, same price somewhere else with more color options.
Oh, ho, ho.
Texted him about it. He thanked me. Then I responded with a quick exclaim, abort mission. Amazon has the same jeans, all the color options, same price, free shipping.
How many shades of blue?
All of them. Think of 2, and they have more than that.
3?
Yep. Maybe even more than 3.
Oh man.
But yeah, when we were hanging out Friday night for Friday night pizza party, I noticed a little
Yeah.
hole in the crotch. So I've been skating by. I can make it through tomorrow, no work.
So usually when I get like holes in like the knee part, I cut them into shorts.
Me too, but this isn't the knee. This
Right.
is,
So now you can't do that with this.
yeah, these are done. So
Give me
it's
Just cut them down the
leggings.
middle and wear them as like sleeves. Yeah.
I could make leggings.
Denim leggings. You can
That's
make that
true.
a thing.
Well, these I'll just
Denim leggings.
yeah. I could wear. I don't
Big
know what I'll
bacon
do these
legs.
for. I'll still wear them until like the until the whole crotch blows out. Right now, it's just a couple small rips. If you know what you're looking for between the hips, you might find something. But right now, they're just my rips for my lips.
Uh,
Ah.
uh.
Speaking of which, let's move on to a segment called Now Playing.
What a segue.
Every week we talk about what we've been playing in Now Playing. I didn't play much this week.
Yeah, it was.
Like I did and I didn't. But
I mean, I played a couple things, but some of them just aren't worth mentioning.
yeah,
I only gave it like maybe 5-10 minutes, if that. Like not enough to like take anything out of it or from it.
yeah, I had a little bit of that where it was just like, oh yeah, this thing, oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, because like my mind like wasn't in the set for it. It was just like
Yeah, I played a little bit of Rocket League with my nephew Thursday, which was fun. Going back to that, playing the hockey mode, which was a weird one. We played a little bit of that too. Yeah, snow day.
yeah.
Hockey's very weird in that game. Better than basketball. Basketball.
Basketball's hard. You have to be good at the game. to be
Yeah,
good at
and I'm
basketball.
not good at the game, so
I'm not even
good
that.
at the basketball.
I'm not that good at basketball either.
Mm-mm. But I played more Fire Emblem Fates.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How's that going?
So I told you I wandered to the woods
Mm-hmm.
because I was told to.
And you have your own little ragtag group.
Yeah, the ragtag group continued. We made it to Snow Mountain. I really like the change in scenery. I know I'm every time I talk about Fire Emblem Fates, I always say all these stupid, goofy words because the story's all whatever. But like the scenery is really, really great. They've done like a really good job of like really setting the tone of where you are and kind of what environment you're in. It kind of changes the way you feel about approaching combat and stuff. Like it's a
Do you
I don't
have that? Do you have that chainsaw sword?
What?
The one that like Korn uses in Smash.
Oh, that thing. No, not yet.
I assume that's
guess.
probably like
It's
the
probably.
sword of the game.
Yeah, I had one, and then as we talked about, that blew up.
Yeah.
That's right.
I have the dragon stone where she can transform into the dragon thing. But I don't know. But I tend to level up a few times per battle. And I really love Fire Emblem. I'm pissed that I did not play it at a younger age and like really get into all of them. I didn't really get into it until Awakening.
Like
But-
I really don't think that's a game for kids. I mean, like it is. You know what I mean? Like kids can play it, but I just like strategy games in general. Like I feel like most kids don't have that frame of mind.
No, you're right. And
To
I
take
guess
on something
I
like
didn't.
Because that takes a lot of patience.
I didn't really get into chess until I was in my like late teens.
Yeah, like I didn't get into chess probably like middle school.
Yeah. So I guess I probably wouldn't. I don't know, but it's just it's good. It's a really good game. The story still continues to be good. I'm building up my little town because that's the other part of it where it's kind of like I know, but it's not like in a.
It just reminds me of like what's it? Is it ActRaiser? Where you could do that?
Yes.
My first thoughts all was the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, like I don't care.
I don't really
about
care
that kind of stuff.
But it isn't.
As long as it's, I guess, as long as it's done right.
It's fine. Like it's not whatever. But like as I'm doing it, like I am gaining. This is there because in Awakening you would talk to your things to build relationships up, and you'd unlock different perks the closer you came with certain people. And this kind of adds that to that, which I guess is fine. But you're right. I mean, it's not the game, and it does. When I'm doing it, I'm only like
this has nothing to do with my character or the story.
Yeah, and what sucked was like the other day when I was at work playing on my lunch break, I got through like the dialogue and I got through the town scene, and then I was like, well, I don't have time to go do the battle now because I got to go back to work. So like that, it does hamper in that kind of way. Yeah. But it's really not that long. I'm talking about like
maybe you picture something like Lord of the Rings,
5 minutes,
or like a Final Fantasy, and it's just like, oh yeah, let me stop midway through my quest to help build this little shop for people. Like,
and it is kind of weird that like I'm in the middle of the forest or the mountains or wherever, and then suddenly I'm back at the castle building.
I mean, it's no more bizarre than Fallout 4 when you're looking for your son, and then all of a sudden, let me visit Fenway Park and go in the shops and do some detective missions with Valentine and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Put on a giant robot suit and just shoot guns into the air until a dog shows up.
Make a neighborhood.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Guy with the cowboy hat shows up. And then the game's terrible because it was always meant to be terrible. Not Game of the Year last year. I refuse to believe it.
Sir.
Fire Emblem's a good game. I look forward to continuing to play it. See where the story goes. It definitely and it continues to like surprise me beat for beat. Like it's
good.
It's like entertaining still, which is good.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I played literally nothing else. I definitely didn't buy anything else at all on the internet.
I hate you. I hate you so much. As you break it when you drop it.
You meant to drop that in the trash.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because I
played Tamagotchi piece of shit tracker.
Joe got a Wii Fit, everybody. That's what you hear.
The Wii U Fit.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
The stupid Tamagotchi tracker.
Wait, is it Wii U Fit or Wii Fit You?
Whatever.
Wii Fit.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh man,
I
didn't have time to talk about this last week, and I think after we got done recording, that's when I went, oh shit, there's another thing I almost did.
Actually, believe it or not, I actually do kind of like that Nintendo did something like that.
Yeah, me too. That's why that's exactly why I did it.
But I really didn't think you were actually going to use it.
Me neither.
When you wanted it, I thought you were just trying to collect it, and like that's
me
it.
too.
And it's just like, what's the point?
But
you're using it. So
last week we talked about the Wii and its 10-year anniversary, and just a couple days prior to that, I was realizing that we were going to talk about it. So I was thinking about the Wii, and I was like, man, I never played Wii Fit, and I like just looked it up on Amazon. I was like, oh shit, it's $23 for the thing that's typically like $100, so I might as well buy it. And I bought it, and then I woke up in the middle of the night to let Oswald out, and I was like, oh, that's bad. I should cancel that before it ships.
Which you should have.
And I did. Mm-hmm. And then I told you guys about it after we got done recording last week, and I was like, but I should get it, right? And you were both just, no, you shouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, and then I did it. And I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good. And we laughed about it, and you guys left. And then I woke up Monday morning, and I was like, that was a mistake. I should cancel this. And I did. And then I got an email from Amazon that was like, yeah, no, it's on the way, dude. You committed not once, but twice now. You got to live with it.
We know you want it.
Yeah. So when it arrived, I could have gone through the hassle of like printing out a sticker and just sending it back out, but I'm not going to do that. It's already in the house, and it was only $20.
Just sent back those headphones. What the? You could have killed two birds with one stone.
It's just too much work.
Oh, so much.
Too much work. So now I have a Wii Fit U, and yeah, surprisingly I used it. Surprisingly, it wasn't bad.
In the age of the Fitbit, Joe uses.
Oh, I have an Apple Watch on my wrist.
Or Apple Watches.
But I still don't work out at all. Like I ride my bike to work, which counts for something, I guess, but it's not like a workout. And this was just kind of like, it really felt like playing a game, except I was working out, which was weird. I guess the running part didn't feel so much.
It made it less boring.
Yeah. And it was like fun, like seeing my little dude, and like, I don't know. I don't know how long I'll stick with it, but
that's not going to be long.
Yeah, it probably won't be. Yeah. But it was still like, I had it, so I knew I had to play with it and see what it was like. But I would definitely, like, if I were someone who was looking to do fitness but not have to go to a gym or leave the house, I would do it all the time. For sure. For $20,
yeah, it's not bad.
Really the only reason I haven't done it every single day since I got the thing, legitimately, is just because the living room does not lend itself to that. Because every time I have to do it, I have to move the coffee table out of the way and roll the carpet up because that carpet sits in a weird way. Plus the dogs do not understand what working out is. And when it comes to like the weird yoga poses where you have to like lay on your back and move and shit, they just want to jump on my chest, which doesn't really help.
I just want to see footage of this.
I was going to live stream it when I first booted it up. Like I was like, I should do this like for science.
I just want to see you progressively over time start getting paler, but you're getting more in shape.
Yeah.
And then like one day you're just like kind of like in first Resident Evil when you see that zombie and he turns his head. You're the female Wii Fit trainer. You just turn around and like hiss.
Oh, I love it. Wii Fit you. And I've been wearing the stupid little pedometer every day.
It looks like a Tamagotchi with a hip clip.
It's just a Pokewalker.
It literally is the Pokewalker.
Yeah.
Reskinned. But today we're at 3897 steps. I don't think that's a lot.
No.
What's a good step day?
I have no idea.
Like, probably over 10,000.
I'm sure you can bing it.
I could bing it.
If you're doing like, I mean, we're talking like you're up early in the morning, you're out for about like maybe 8 hours for work or something. If your job requires a lot of moving around, or maybe within the 5 hours after work and maybe you're running or something.
All right, well, 3897 is where I'm at, so whatever that means, that's what I did. It's 543 calories.
I just eat Taco Bell. I don't know shit.
Did you play anything that wasn't Wii Fit you?
Yes, everything that wasn't. Now I joined the Cool Kids Club. I beat Doom.
You beat Doom?
Yay!
What did you think of Doom?
It's alright. I mean, like, it's good. Like, I mean, the gameplay, it stayed great the entire time.
Yeah.
I felt really brutal, just ripping and tearing everything.
Yeah.
Especially with that power up.
Where
you're just punching everything.
Yeah, that one's fucking amazing.
I wish that was just an option as a weapon, was just to punch everything. But
yeah, like even if they did that in like one of the side modes or something where you just kind of ran around.
Give me like those like spiky brass knuckles or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. How about that big fucking gun?
That's cool, because when I saw the weapon wheel, I was like, that last slot's probably for the BFG, isn't it? No, it was a chain gun. And I was like, oh, well, I know the BFG's it has to be in this game.
Yeah.
And then when I finally got it, I was like,
It makes so much sense how to use it too. It's so good.
It's really good. And the way that you get it too, like the little puzzle you have to go through to get it, like that was
the little Resident Evil movie.
I was about to say the little Resident Evil laser grid.
Yeah, that's all I thought of, because I died the first time.
I died at least once. I can't remember if I died a second time before I was like, fuck.
In Doom on that?
And like I
Get
barely
a BFG, this puzzle.
I barely use the chainsaws. I forget that I have it.
Yeah, me too. Until I was out of ammo on like my favorite weapons, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I can.
Let me just saw through this goon over here.
Those big like gorilla motherfuckers with not the Gorilla Grodd motherfuckers, like the ones that were white skull face.
Mm-hmm. The ones that like chased you relentlessly.
The ones that are like really aggressive. Meathead boy. Him, I'd use chainsaw on quite a bit.
The ones where their backs are very sensitive. With the tail?
No, not the ones towards the end of the game. Like one of the first bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the first bigger enemy you see.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like a couple shotgun shots.
But if I was out of the shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it was,
It's cool that they kept the super shotgun.
Yeah. I like that one too. A good weapon.
But yeah, I mean, like just after playing it, just the feeling it left me, I was like, yeah, this is good, but like, it didn't like blow my mind.
I just liked it as a video game video game.
Yeah, like it's definitely my favorite first person shooter right now.
Yeah.
Like I have so much respect for that game, and I hope they make another one.
And the same thing with like Wolfenstein over the last few years. I didn't play those, but I know that they were really, really.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one that came out, it was pretty good. I played it.
I wasn't impressed with Hell.
Visually, or. Yeah.
It just seemed...
that came out at that weird time, too, where it was like PS3 and PS4, and they did it for both, so probably one held the one back.
No, I'm not talking like graphics wise, just the design in general of it, like everything. Just maybe I'm just desensitized.
You mean Doom? Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, I guess like towards the end it was cool, seeing like the bodies like impaled on everything, but like.
Yeah, no, there wasn't.
I was expecting it to be more grotesque, and it just wasn't. It was just rocks, and
there was a lot of rocks. It felt a lot like Mars, just with more fire.
Yeah, it made me think of Diablo.
Yeah,
which isn't bad. It just maybe I was expecting more like Dante's Inferno type.
It was a little
stuff.
red.
Well, I mean, everything. The whole game was red.
But red, like, yeah,
it's still cool overall. I mean, it's just. I guess my expectation was just like I want this to be like really gross and like really just like everything's just meaty and bloody and like yeah, there was blood, but like it, I don't know. It just felt like I don't know.
It felt metal to me, which was all I needed.
But the thing, just come from my background, you know, had I not had the life that I had, I would probably be even more amazed by everything I saw. But I'm so used to seeing stuff like that on a regular basis with the games I play and everything.
I thought you were gonna make a sad dad joke there.
Nope. But like overall, I'm just it's good.
I wanted to scale back the visuals to
the music
to bring up the frames because that game ran at 60 frames. I don't think I had one stutter the entire time.
Really? Yeah. No.
No.
Playing on PS4.
Yeah. I'm playing on PS4. Yeah, I didn't have any problems. I love that it was 60 frames.
Yeah, that's what made it feel like a game, like
usually,
gamey game. I
guess that's what it is. Like,
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Because I never pay attention to frames per second. Like, I don't obsess over that shit. I don't call people rude names because they like one thing over another on internet forums. But
I think it's like depending on the game.
Yeah, but this I definitely
I can live without it. But I'm glad it was in there.
This, it helped a lot.
Usually I play these games like a mouse and keyboard. I don't use like a controller, so I love using a controller.
Did you do any multiplayer?
No.
We should do some because we all have it on PS4.
I still haven't installed.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Speaking of which, we do have a PS4 official free cheese group.
Do we? Did I join that?
I don't know because those things are never fucking used. Who uses PS4 groups?
But you can the join. Bloodborne.
I made one
game, isn't it? If I'm familiar,
I think I probably have not changed the community game since.
I don't think you can. Can you? I wouldn't be shocked if you can't.
You can change it.
We'll get into that later.
Did I make it or did you make the one on Steam?
I made the one on Steam too.
You made it, right?
Yeah,
I joined that one
too. Yeah, but anyway, we could do that and invite the community to come play Doom with us. That'd be fun. Can you do private rooms? You can do private rooms.
I'm sure you can.
You could probably do private rooms. It's
pretty much any game besides Titanfall 1 at launch.
There you go. Nice little dig there. Subtle but good. Red, yes. Doom's a game I think that I'll be talking about a lot in a month, but more on that later.
Other than that, just during his PlayStation sales, I got Red Dead Revolver.
I heard there's a second one coming.
Yeah, it's called Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah. Undead Nightmares.
That was actually really good. I don't know if you played that.
I bought Red Dead so that I could play Undead Nightmare because everyone said it was so good. I never played Red Dead.
The story mode is cool. The music is like rockabilly. Like
I didn't play any of it.
Like
none of it.
Like the whole game's like a joke.
I didn't play any of the games.
Yeah,
I didn't play the core game.
I love it.
Oh, you're missing out.
I know you love it a lot, but I also hate cowboys
tone too. But
fuck a cowboy.
Wow.
Fuck cowboys. Fuck fantasy stupid stuff.
All right, Fire Emblem. Anyway.
No, Fire Emblem's fine. I mean, like, dumb elves.
All right,
well, good thing there's not an elven.
No.
And I said an elf.
All right, Zelda.
Elf.
No.
They're highly...
But yeah, I remember, like, just playing that way back. I haven't played it since, so it was good to get back into it. Still holds up.
What does that one play like? Is that more like
I mean, like, if you played Redemption, Revolver's pretty similar. Just not as, fluent.
Not as Grand Theft Auto with horses?
I mean, like, the story is nowhere as serious. But, but it's cool. It's just the whole thing is played or shot like a spaghetti western.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, my favorite part, Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo.
I played that.
Did you actually finish it?
Yeah, I did this time.
That ending.
That ending.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I wish more demos were like this, where I don't think this is a part that's in the game.
No.
This is just made for this to give you what the controls are like.
Yep.
Give its own little scenario, and it still kind of touches in the story, but it's optional. Like, it's not like a necessary thing to play to understand the game, but it's a cool little like thing, like a cool little knick-knack, I guess.
Because I played through that at first and did not like it, because here was my experience with Final Fantasy 15. That trailer where they fell in a car or something. Remember that one that when they announced that it was 15 and not versus 13?
Yeah.
And they were just sort of suspended in air, like it was that moment in
PS4
Inception.
unveiling. Oh wait, that was after they said, "Please be excited."
Yeah, different one.
Got it.
I barely remember these trailers, and I'm glad I don't really remember them because I only saw the one that was today, and I was like, all right, I'm excited.
That one, I was like, I remember that, and then I jumped right into this demo. Those were the two pieces of this game that I had known. So I jumped into this. I'm like, why am I a weird little boy with a dog thing with a weird diamond on it?
Sure you're not talking about The Last Guardian?
I might, and that was the thing too. I was like, which game is this? Is this the right?
Carbuncle is
which
adorable.
10-year delay game is this that I'm playing here?
Fuck.
Right.
But yeah, and then I drove a car around with giant toy. It was weird. But now going back to it with some context, I'm like, oh, okay.
It was a dream.
Yeah, it was all a dream.
Yeah.
I used to
Oh, was that the demo?
read.
Yeah. You're actually young Noctis dreaming,
Magazine.
and like you see that your dad, like when he like in the real world, he puts like this little figurine that is Carbuncle. It's a little creature in the dream world, and it's like, it will help protect you and like from like nightmares and stuff like that, and Carbuncle guides you out of the dream, and then by the end of it, it's like a little boss fight, and you turn into grown-up Noctis, and you start like kicking some ass. Mm-hmm. Then you have the option.
And you feel really fucking cool.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then like I was like, what's this pedal over here with the monster face? Mm-hmm. You can resummon the boss you just beat
and beat his ass again,
and you have to beat it again.
Yeah,
or else you can't leave.
Yep.
I was like, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. It gave me a chance to get used to the controls and all that.
It was good.
And Carbuncle was adorable with him texting you little chocobo emojis and stuff.
It's really good. Matt's face is just...
I don't care.
Like normally,
about this game.
I mean, like normally, like that kind of shit in games, I don't care about. But for some reason, this game did it tastefully.
My question is, getting these demos out, how much longer did it delay it, or did they even care at that point? Like, well, what's the 10th year?
So here's a fun thing about this, because last night I watched the King's Glaive.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty good.
I fell asleep.
For a video game movie, it was decent.
The
fights were cool.
I liked it. I ate a lot of leftover Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You won't get attached to any characters.
I laid right on the couch, and I was sideways while watching it, and the dogs curled up on me, and I was just kind of like,
blanket.
And I was like, I woke up and someone was dead, and I was like, oh, God. But, yeah, it was... I liked it. You're right. I didn't get really attached. I was kind of like, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's just a cool backstory.
Aaron Paul sounds a lot like Troy Baker. Is it not Troy Baker? Is it Troy Baker?
No,
it's Aaron Paul, but is it Troy Baker? I think it might be Troy Baker. Yeah, I don't know. But it was good. And then I was like, I just kind of kept consuming more and more of the Final Fantasy 15 stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then I woke up this morning and there was an interview on Eurogamer. Not really an interview, but kind of an interview. Called Finishing Final Fantasy, where the writer was invited to Square's office, where an entire floor of their building was dedicated to the team that just did Final Fantasy 15.
Wow.
AKA versus 13, AKA 15. And just talked all about, like, didn't really talk about, like, what went wrong, like, the thing that we all want to know, like, what the fuck happened. But
I would just say Sony.
I don't even know if you read this,
because
like,
it's not. I mean, it's not the only game that took forever to make, and then between consoles changing and they had to rework everything. I'm sure a lot of companies had to do that.
There's a little bit of insight in here about, like, whatever, but it was a really interesting article about, like, how do you keep morale after 10 years?
Yeah.
How do you get excitement about this thing you've been working on for so long and how it's transformed and changed? And there was one cool thing. I'm not going to go through the whole article, but they came up with 6, what do you call them? Commandments of this game development that they still, like, they make sure they, like, go through as a team and like live by. And they were to don't put the brakes on others' work, recognize others' core values and welcome all ideas, make goals clear and share information with transparency, speak openly and honestly with everyone, go beyond the scope of your duties, and cherish your health and your loved ones' happiness. They kind of tried to keep all of that at the front of this during the entire tenure of development. And I think, like...
I'm sure that was challenging.
Yeah, especially with this. The bit about speak openly and honestly with everyone, like they made sure they were getting that across with, even with like, you know, someone coming in from Eurogamer to be there, because as we've learned, the deeper we go into this podcast and just being nerds about this industry is like how closed the Japanese culture is with a lot of this stuff. And the fact that they even let an outsider into that, you know, and when I say outsider, I mean that in every respect of the word, but to let them in to see sort of what happened is kind of really like living that commandment fully. They had a whole like big, what do you call those things? Like 16-year-old girls make them on their walls. Yeah. Collage.
That'd be a good word for it.
Of like pictures that evoke the idea of a road trip. So they could kind of make sure they really got that feeling. Like all this weird little stuff. But it was neat. A neat little read. With some funny insight, like about the director's origins in the video game industry, where he first made Rygar.
Oh yeah.
And
Final Fantasy was like his last chance at making a game.
Different guy.
No, okay, different guy.
No, you're right. Yeah, that one.
That's why it's called Final Fantasy.
Right, and that guy got fired from Square after something.
Damn. Well, final indeed.
No, this guy, Hajime Tabata, he worked at Tecmo, and they had made Rygar. The reviews came in, and they were not there. They didn't put a save system in the game, and reviewers were like, oh, well, in order to review this, we had to leave the consoles on overnight, and this sucks. So the head of the company at Tecmo called everybody into the office at some point in the 80s when everybody here was like teenagers essentially, and said that they had to go to the headquarters of each of the major Japanese video game retailers, and upon arrival, they had to fall to their knees and issue an apology, followed by an assurance that their next game would be much, much better. And he says it was very harsh. But they kind of string everything together with like how those kind of lessons can be applied to making Final Fantasy today. Yeah, it was a good read. And it just got me, again, more and more excited about this fucking game for some weird reason.
Yeah, like I've always liked Final Fantasy, but
I've never been this
into it, I guess.
No. You know, and I've also been on the other end of it. The release comes and goes, and I come to them like years after the fact.
Yeah, like I never cared about like day one playing it.
No.
And all that. And granted, I also never beat one. So it'd be cool if this was like my first one.
Yeah. Did you, you preloaded it, right?
Yeah.
PSN?
Mm-hmm. Dang. I first had the physical copy on Amazon just for a cheaper price, but I was like, it says it's going to arrive December 1st. But sometimes they say that and it's not true, but I couldn't take the risk, so I canceled it. And then I already bought the season pass through Amazon, and you can't refund that. So, because I was just going to do just the whole thing through PlayStation. So now I have to wait for an Amazon code in my email for the season pass.
That's not that bad, because season pass doesn't.
It's not bad. I want it to be more convenient.
I don't know. Did you install that Big Bang theme?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The
I don't know what this looks like, by the way.
Like the artist of the series, is it Yoshitaka?
Amano.
Is it Amano or Amano?
Amano.
Yeah. He usually does all the artwork for this series, and it's very fantasy looking. It looks nothing like what you see in the games.
Yeah, they're all.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just his artwork just scrolling in the background with this nice music.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, more on Final Fantasy soon.
When we actually get to play it after
so next week.
Fucking years.
10 whole years.
Jesus Christ.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah, Half-Life 3.
Right. That's kind of popped up recently. Did you see that?
No.
Steam is doing their voting for the whatever awards.
Yeah, I've seen this.
So people are voting for Half-Life 2 as the game that deserves a sequel. Or the game that most deserves a sequel. It's become like a big whatever.
It's not just Half-Life 2, it's Half-Life 2 Episode 2. They're going after
it's just a whole joke of like Valve can't count the 3.
Yeah. This is the Big Bang poster, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you know.
I mean, like, even if it wasn't Final Fantasy, like, it looks cool.
Yeah, it's weird looking.
I still have my Metal Gear Solid 5 theme. I have all the noises. It's great.
I'll switch back to my Persona 5 when it's in April.
Yeah, well, July when that game finally comes out.
It's April.
Sorry, September. I mean,
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah. Maddie, what have you been playing?
Oh man, this was one of those weird weeks for me. I played a lot of games, but only dipped my toe in the water for most of these games. So I would say the 3 games I dipped my toe in this week: Hyper Light Drifter.
Ooh.
So I've started my game of the year kind of backlog here.
Yeah.
So I started Hyper Light Drifter. Also started Darkest Dungeon.
Good.
Yeah.
And then
first impressions. Well, go ahead.
Okay, and then not this year, but on that awesome sale on Steam, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've started to get my finger or my
everything
toes
so
into.
far has just been beautiful.
Yeah,
that he's just said.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm gonna stop
like there.
Where's your hand?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
So of those 3, start with Crypt. Like first impressions.
Well, I played it drunk for the first 15
Perfect.
minutes. I was awful at it because I couldn't keep a rhythm.
That's most drums.
So that I didn't know what I was doing. But then I actually next day playing it sober, it was took me a minute to realize what was going on. But then once I got it, I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to come back to this.
Yeah.
I just
haven't come back to it.
I just wasted time digging.
Yeah, just to see what's there.
I forgot there was a timer when the song's over. It's over. I'm like,
that just happened to me. I was like, what? Just replay the track. It's fine. I won't pay attention.
I think I've had that game since last Christmas sale on Steam, and I've got not far.
Yeah. I haven't made.
I don't play it
the first stage or with zone 1 or whatever. I've gotten through a couple rooms, but yeah.
I've gotten a few levels down, but not that far. I love the shopkeeper whenever he chimes in with his music.
I've always kept the Cryptech as a song on my Spotify out of the whole soundtrack.
That's a good one. What?
What was that?
Mitomo again keeps interrupting the podcast.
First Wii Fit, now you.
I know. The second one,
Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah,
I like it so far,
but
I just haven't played it enough to really determine whether or not I like it.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's gonna get frustrating, but in a Souls way.
Yeah,
it's gonna get frustrating because you have to take care of everyone. And
I've already run into an issue. I'm only
try to stay sane.
They do each dungeon by a week, so I'm only in week 3, and I'm already dealing with people who are starting to lose their minds. I have to all right, you need to go here, but once you take them somewhere so that they can calm down, you lose them for the next dungeon crawl. And I don't have enough people on my cast of characters yet, or at least I don't have the right.
Yeah, I think
right people.
Seriously, you start unlocking characters as you go on too.
Yeah, every week this little wagon comes along that drops off new recruits, and you take from there. And as you level up the wagon, those recruits get better, or you get more of them.
Don't you have to keep them well fed too?
Yeah.
Do they get dysentery?
I actually don't know. I know there's a few diseases in there. I just haven't played it enough.
I mean, you have a plague doctor as one of your characters.
It sounded like Oregon Trail.
I know.
It's what it should be.
Yeah.
Oregon Trail should be this.
But it wasn't.
No.
I like the combat of it though.
Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy X, turn based. You can take your time, you can look through all your skills. There's at least I haven't found one yet. There's no move list yet, so you don't know who's going next. So I don't know if I'm just playing it wrong or not seeing it, but I'd like to be able to take my time, kind of strategize, look at my moves as I'm still trying to learn the game myself. So that's nice. And then I like the way you have to order your team. So you want your big heavy guys up front, you want your healers in the back, and then there's different moves to send your healer to the front, and then you're fucked because your healer can't do anything up front, and your dude who swings his sword really can't do anything from the back. So it's a nice little formation, it's strategy aspect to it. It's really cool. Like I said, played it maybe 40 minutes, but I like it so far.
I love the art style of that game.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's what always attracted me to it.
It's like colorful but gritty.
Speaking of colorful and gritty, Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh, yes. Another game, if I played a half an hour of it, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck's going on.
It took me...
That's fine. That's okay.
Most of the game.
That's what Joe was telling me, because I was playing in the break room, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm having fun.
And I still kind of don't know what the fuck's going on. And I'm just about at the end of it, so yeah.
There's just a weird dog.
Yeah.
And you're sick.
That's it.
Yeah, I started playing it. I like the mechanics so far. I'm sure they're gonna be, it's gonna be some growing upon what I've learned so far. But
yeah, you learn a lot of advanced techniques.
Yeah, I'm sure once I start learning them, I'm gonna enjoy even more. But I like the core mechanics so far.
This is like a high quality like indie Zelda game. Because there's a lot of secrets. For your power ups and like your moves and all that. Yeah. So they really push you to
explore, wander,
and I have
just like learn. Yeah, it's cool. It's really that's another one that's gonna come up next month, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's definitely between the three I just talked about, Darkest Dungeon and Hyper Life Drifter are my priorities because of what might be happening. Probably will be happening next month.
I feel like Darkest Dungeon might be a longer game than Hyper Light Drifter.
It is. I actually use that site
just because it's
just because
there's so much you can do with each character alone, and then trying to
it's going to be a grind.
You keep going and going and grinding.
However, it is cross-buy on Vita.
Oh, yeah.
And you can play that guy on the go with your cross save. It is beautiful.
I almost bought it.
Actually, JK, I haven't played it yet on the Vita, but it's going to be beautiful once I start using it.
I almost bought it too. Yeah. I think it's like $16.
It was on sale, yeah.
16, 15.
No, sorry. It was, I bought on PSN, but I had that $15 credit because I buy all my games digitally, so that $100 mark was quite easily achieved.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, and then the game I've been tracking for like the last 3 months, Batman, the Telltale series, episode 4 came out on Tuesday.
That's pretty good, month for month.
So far, so good.
I saw the trailer for 4. But
yeah,
it seemed interesting. I was like, oh, okay. About time.
They're doing some. I think DC was like, here's the license. You kind of do what you want to do with it, and I kind of like that.
The more you tell me about it, the more it seems that.
It's just like, there's just characters that are doing things you just don't expect, and it's really cool. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Next 2 minutes, I see a timer. In the next 2 minutes, I'm going to talk about something that really disappointed me, but it's a spoiler. If you don't want to know what's going on and you want to play the game, I would say fast forward 2 minutes, starting now. So, first thing this game did in episode 4 was introduce the Joker.
Yeah.
And it was quite awful to see that as someone who's played the Arkham games and absolutely loved them.
He didn't even have red lips either.
It was weird, and that's fine because Telltale's been doing these different spins with them, but I don't. We were doing so good.
I'm wondering if it's just like a start and progressively he'll like get worse or look different.
I don't know. But I mean, like they do so many interesting things. Like Vicky Vale being the main villain of this game, Two-Face, being like he started as Bruce Wayne's best friend, and now all of a sudden, like he turns into the main enemy, and he's like the main enemy of this episode. Lady Arkham just kind of dropped by the wayside, but yeah, that's just not.
He looked good without the lipstick.
Yeah, he needs the red lips and the dark eyes.
I'm just kind of hoping he was there because Bruce Wayne was wound up in Arkham, but.
He could have looked so much cooler. Anyway, yeah, that's.
But yeah, that was only 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty much the disappointing part. Yeah, as far as anything else in the story, I thought it was really cool when Two-Face brought the little Easter egg. He brought the Gatling gun and started shooting up Wayne Manor at the end of the episode. But yeah, it's been a good ride. I just disappointed to see a character that freaking Rocksteady's worked with so much. I'm tired of seeing now at this point for hours and hours on end.
Yeah, but that seems natural for. I mean, anybody who gets their hands on Batman, the first thing they want to do is just figure out, okay, how do we get the Joker?
And I think the other thing was just he did look disappointing, like that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it was admitted Arkham is probably limited on what he could do, but
sure.
But yeah, I got about 10 seconds left here, and I want to talk about how shitty the engine is.
let's move on to how shitty the engine is.
I want everyone to come in for the how shitty the engine is. So yeah, that engine's super shitty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler talk over, but engine talk real.
Yeah. I think the fact that these month to month they're doing really good on the release dates, I think is starting to show in like this rushing or not polishing these episodes. Like climactic fight at the end. It was great. It was awesome. I made a decision, and then my game crashed. I was like, fuck. Well, hopefully Remember My Decision just picks up from there. Nope. Replay that climactic fight scene. I was like, well, this isn't nearly as fun the second time around.
No.
Thankfully, I made the decision the second time, and nothing happened. It stuttered again, but it didn't crash all the way this time.
Bad. That's just bad.
2016.
Yeah, that's about right.
They've made the same game for a decade, and they still can't.
But besides the one kind of disappointment that I just talked about, I'm still having a good time with it. That was definitely the worst episode of the bunch so far.
Doesn't 4 typically tend to be the
that's
worst?
like that Telltale dip.
With Walking Dead, I would say like
all of them.
The first one is kind of boring.
But 4, but once it gets going, it's
4 and 5 in Walking Dead is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like 4, the ending, that's like the oh shit moment in that game.
The ending always is, but the actual episode itself typically sucks. Well, from my recollection,
4 that was the one they went to the school, and that was kind of cool because there was some decent not fight scenes, but action scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that blonde girl with the hook.
Never heard of it.
In The Walking Dead.
Blonde girl with the hook.
Oh, she had a red hoodie.
Oh yeah,
I like her.
Yeah.
She's just one of my favorite characters.
But yeah, I'm in at this point. I mean, I'm going to play episode 5.
If you didn't play 5, there's something weird about you because you made it through all the other ones.
So yeah,
still stand with what you said before. If you like Telltale, if you like Batman,
yeah, the first 3 episodes are so good. That 4 is just it happened. It's fine, but it's still fine. It's not like it's bad.
Yeah,
it was just fine.
Sure, that makes sense.
But we'll see what 5 goes. I'd be curious to see what they do with this villain.
If you take 5 and you multiply it by 3, you get 15.
That's
and
correct.
If you wait 2 days, you could just play Final Fantasy 15.
That's not going to happen.
Should we take a break?
Yeah.
When we get back, we've got listener mail. We have PlayStation experience predictions. A little talk about secrets, and then I'll wrap it all up with teasing you. Not really teasing you. We're going to tell you what this coming month's cover story is. More that and more just after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Kids, we got some listener mail from Andrew in Baltimore. I don't know if he wants me to say his last name, so I'm just going to say Andrew in Baltimore. Andrew writes in and says, what are your thoughts on the game-breaking glitch in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon when saving in Poke Centers? Personally, I have only one response. Oh, I'm going to scream.
Oh, well, there's my answer.
Because it's kind of where I would fall too if I were playing the game.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I looked into it though, and it seemed like, from what I caught news-wise, this was happening to.
I'm sure they'll make a patch.
It was something. No, apparently.
No. Oh, can you not patch it?
From what I gathered, this is just me, doing a quick Bing search, and reading the article that I found. But it was basically that folks who had previously used a tool for editing save data were being caught somehow.
Oh shit.
And Nintendo was fucking with that. There already was a patch that was causing all of it. Not a patch necessarily, but sort of an anti-piracy measure that this is. It seemed like that's what this ended up being.
So it's only affecting people that have
seemingly
done this, or is the game mistakenly taking?
No, I think it's only affecting people who were previously using that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I don't know.
So I was about to say, welcome Nintendo to what everyone else is doing.
I mean, like, if it's not an anti-piracy thing, like, yeah, that sucks.
Right.
How is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Have you seen games in the last 2 years? That's the thing.
Yeah, but like for Pokemon, like
yeah, it's a pretty big game to have, and especially like you
a
save in a
mainline game too. At that,
to save in a Poke Center, which is typically like one of the places
does.
you save always.
Little update on this. It took about what was it 5 days?
I don't know what that is.
3 or 5? No, 5 days. It took about 5 days. Joe finally got the shiny Rowlet.
Oh my god, he did?
Mm-hmm. No I was there when it happened, and I was like, I hope you soft reset this. Like
just out of instinct.
Yeah, it just happened.
Damn.
Took him long enough. Now I can finally play the game.
So what does shiny Rowlet look like?
Instead of brown, that's green.
I don't even know. So he's a green owl?
Essentially, he's a green and white owl.
Hoot.
I don't give a hoot.
Does he hoot?
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, I mean, dedication.
Huh.
Follow
what
through.
Does shiny Poplio look like?
Everybody just has like, well, he looks like similar to regular Poplio. It's just the collar is white, and like for Layton, instead of black, it's white.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Not much.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna get Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon?
No.
And by the way, when I read that was what Andrew wrote. That wasn't me just saying what I normally say.
Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase my answer. I don't have a 3DS yet, but when I get my 3DS, no.
I'm still considering it. I'm just not like excited about it right now.
Yeah, I'll get there. I did the same thing with Sapphire, where it came out and I was like, "Who the fuck wants this?"
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, I was like, "Give me it." I don't know. It'll probably happen.
I'll wait for my friends to tell me like how it ends.
See, story I don't really care about. It's more about like I just want to collect them all and build my cool team of ghost people.
I want that
because I really want Mimikyu.
Well, I really want to see if they do touch more on his story in this.
I know you really want to have what's his face.
That's all. It's
dang old Red.
I mean, he's in it, but like I'm sure that's just a side thing. I'm convinced.
But what if he could be your boyfriend?
Man, well,
had a full boyfriend.
See,
shirt's coming off.
There it is.
No, but for like your character, like I want to see what happens like post game, like after you beat it. Like,
yeah, I'd like to see some
evolution. Can you
evolution
go to
of
Kalos?
that.
Can you go to Kanto? Like I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff's always cool.
I mean, I'm sure I could look it up now if I really wanted to.
Probably, I don't want to though. I'll wait, or I'll just Google it. Bing it.
Yeah.
Bing it.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. If you want to write in with a question, comment, topic, feedback, etc.,
concern,
podcast@thefreecheese.com is where you want to put that. You could write in with your PlayStation experience predictions, and we'll find out next week how right or wrong you were. But we are going to go ahead. We've each got 5 PlayStation experience predictions we're going to read off now, because PlayStation experience is December 3rd, if you didn't know. Taking place in Anaheim. It happened twice now, right?
This will be the third one, yeah.
And it's pretty cool. Like, it's basically like, what if there was a Nintendo Direct that was way longer and live?
This is where Shenmue was announced, right?
No, that was E3.
That was at E3?
But
yeah,
this is where, like,
E3.
This is where, like, Shovel Knight was announced for PlayStation. This was where Street Fighter V was first announced.
That would make sense because they had the Capcom
I think
Cup,
so.
Yeah. Like,
which they have back again.
Yeah. There's been some pretty big announcements.
So yeah, there'll definitely be
PSX.
something like Street Fighter related.
Was that the first time I saw gameplay for Uncharted 4 too?
There's an Uncharted 4 too. I think so.
That might be a prediction.
Maybe we'll see. Well, let's run through it.
Should we rotate?
Yeah, we'll just go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Yeah.
Love that.
Who goes first?
You can start off.
Castlevania.
Yeah, still hoping for that, huh?
It's gonna happen.
Konami's just gonna come.
I can already tell I brought the wrong predictions to this.
Konami's just gonna stop. They're just gonna be like, "Hey, yeah, we're sorry."
I think they're gonna look at.
Please stay tuned.
Yeah.
Please understand.
I think
be
it's
excited.
I think it's happening. This is the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be. I don't know what it'll be, but something, some sort of Castlevania tease. That's
the day of the night on PlayStation 4, just a remaster.
There you go. Yep, remastered in full 3D. It'll come in 6 parts, and you buy one every year for $60.
What about you?
We will be able to finally change our PSN names.
Yes.
I'm going to further that prediction. The first one will be free as a sign of thank you for hanging in there with us.
Ooh, costing money like Xbox.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
I did that though.
Yeah,
Couple times.
I never paid money.
I mean, Microsoft points, whatever.
I don't think I even changed mine. Yeah, I did. I changed mine once.
I had to the first time because I was balls of steel, and in Halo 3, that was just asking to get teabagged. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I would like to change my PlayStation Network name.
I don't have to. Like, I'm not mad at. I'm stuck with mine right now, but I would change my name if I had the choice.
I agree. I'm okay.
Can you just change like your real name?
You can do that now.
You can do that now, but only your close friends see that. So like, it doesn't matter when you're playing. It doesn't matter when I'm randomly playing people in Battlefield or Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still like that's just my name. It's just what they see. Yeah, I think you're not too far off with that.
I hope.
I think, and if you're gonna announce that, this seems like an event to do that.
This will be the one that gets everyone on their feet clapping at this type of event.
Oh,
not like a game. Nothing like that announcement will have people jumping for joy.
Yes, absolutely. Mark,
mine are going in order of like probably most realistic to like impossible.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went. Well, maybe not.
You went straight to the new footage for Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, all right.
More specifically, Cloud in the dress.
Oh, that would be cool. I would,
because apparently that part is staying in the game. Nomura just hasn't designed what he'll look like yet.
Interesting.
It'll just be lightning.
Has he found out yet that he's the executive producer of the game yet?
That's a good one.
That makes sense because last year they showed a little bit more of that footage.
It was a trailer of gameplay, but I want like raw like gameplay.
Real actual. Yeah.
God,
it looks so good.
Catching like little details, kind of like what Breath of the Wild did.
Yeah.
That's a Final Fantasy game. I'm eyeing up.
Yeah.
It might take 9 years to get to me, but I'm eyeing it up at least.
Number 2, PlayStation 1 Classics coming to PlayStation 4.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can get PS2 games on your PS4 now.
PS2, not PS1.
Select PS2.
Oh, I thought you said PS2 classics.
PS1 Classics.
Oh yes, I agree. Please, oh my God, please save me from getting a PlayStation TV.
Yeah, I think it's coming. Yeah.
My number 2, Uncharted 4 will show a trailer of a new single-player DLC, and that will have a release date of late February or early March, because that was the date that Left Behind came out for The Last of Us.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Mark just gave me his copy of Uncharted 4, so I haven't started it yet, but I'm not. I was going to ask, what do you expect?
Did you take off the plastic yet?
No, not yet. I haven't had time.
I don't want to get into details.
That's what I mean, because I haven't, so later.
But yeah, no gameplay, just a trailer.
All right.
A VR game where you're in a mech. And you're either fighting like other giant mechs or kaiju. I want like a Gundam-ass type VR game.
I was going to say, it sounded like you're asking for Armored Core there for a second.
Or that. Yeah. I don't care.
That's actually a real possibility.
Hell, make it like a Power Rangers thing. I just want to be in a giant robot and use the move controllers as like levers in kind of like how like that Call of Duty VR experience has where like you're moving the levers. I want to do that. So
you haven't played 100-foot giant robot golf?
I haven't.
Because I feel like that would give you everything you need.
But I want like a high quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you mean that's not high quality, that golf game?
No. Maybe Phil's putt-putt.
Mark, you took my number 3.
Really?
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII gameplay.
All right, there it is.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll just say there will be no mention of the word Vita at all.
When we get there, I have a similar one.
There's my number 3. No one's gonna say Vita at all.
Okay. I'm gonna just
semicolon. We'll hear a bunch of boring ass bullshit about how much better this game looks on PlayStation 4 Pro.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put any predictions about the Pro. I kind of forgot about it.
Everyone forgot about the Pro.
Because the Pro one cares.
But Matt, number 3.
I didn't do these in any particular order, so I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said. I will say the Vita will only be mentioned when a game is cross-buy.
They didn't do that last year. Well, you got it in the press release by the developer on the PlayStation blog where they'd say like, also it's coming to Vita probably, and then but on stage
and then never come.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out.
But yeah, I'm going. It will be mentioned at least once, if at all.
All right.
But only cross-buy.
All right. Mark.
Twisted Metal.
Yes.
Wait, no. I mean, yes. But David Jaffe's doing Drawn to Death. You think this whole time?
His hands doesn't have to be in it to make one. I mean, of course we would like it, but I'm just saying it's still possible.
He could be.
What would happen with that is that's going to be like Rocksteady, and then like WB Montreal making Origins, and
or it could be like Doom.
Oh shit!
Where you don't have Romero.
All right, I'm in. I'm in.
Twisted Metal would be cool though.
What
on
if the
PS4.
same people that made Doom
made Twisted Metal?
Okay.
Oh, I'm in.
And then Doom was like
besides
a
the fact that I believe
Doom
that is a Sony-owned property. What you just said?
Doom Guy is a character in Twisted Metal.
That'd
Perfect.
be cool.
What does he drive?
Oh my god.
Satan. Perfect.
It's just butt fucking Satan.
All right, number 4 and 5 are going to rock your world. I don't want to fuck anything up here, but I'm going to fuck some shit up right here.
Ooh.
The Last of Us 2.
Ooh.
Gameplay at PlayStation.
No way.
Yes.
Wait, would you call it the two of us?
No, I'd call it
just the two of us.
So, here's the thing. We're going to get gameplay, and here's why we're going to get gameplay. Because to follow up with tradition that happened 5 years ago, Matthew.
I remember this fateful day.
Thursday night at the Game Awards, hosted by Lord Keeley. We'll get a teaser for The Last of Us 2 to close out the Game Awards just before Ellie Goulding plays. And then at PlayStation Experience, you've got your two boys walking out on stage, and they're like, "Sup? Did you guys see that thing the other night? Yeah, let's take your first world premiere look." World premiere.
Yeah, but guess what? Before that, they're going to be characters in Skylanders first.
Hey, there's a remaster coming at least.
Well.
Leave that poor franchise alone.
Anyway, yeah, Last of Us 2, it's bound to happen.
I think they're not going to overshadow Uncharted 4 gameplay. That's something you unveil at E3.
We'll find out. But
Hence why my DLC comes out late February, early March.
Time will tell. Why not both?
Why not?
Why not? I mean, I'm all on board, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All right. 4?
I'm going to say Mass Effect Andromeda will be on the stage with a demo. However, still no release date, even though it's supposed to come out in like the spring.
That makes sense.
Because that game's going to get delayed to fall, if not longer.
Sorry, Dave. All right. Mark?
This is where it starts getting a little impossible.
Here we go.
A real Mega Man game.
Oh, shit.
Moving on.
I don't care if it's from the Classic series, the X series, Legends.
But just something that actually says Mega Man on it.
That's not in, like, I don't want it in the style of 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Get away from the classic retro sprites. I want, like, up-to-date.
This is where I'm at, because I did the same thing when I was writing my Castlevania prediction.
I want, like, what Mighty Number 9 should have been.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to get Mighty Number 10.
But I did that when I was like, do I really want them to do another Castlevania? And I'm like, yeah, Igarashi's doing his own thing. And same thing, Inafune's trying to do his own thing. But, like, let's just do it. Come on. Yeah. You got the talent.
Hell,
and
even
if you
that
don't,
one
you can
canceled
find them.
Mega Man X Project or whatever, where it was like a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
Do
I
it.
don't care.
I don't care. Just put Mega Man's name on something.
Capcom, like, yeah, just do it. Don't take a fan game and don't slap your name on it. Just stop canceling your Mega Man projects. Follow through with one. Release it.
You know, it'd be rad as fuck if they brought out all of the folks over at Yacht Club Games to the stage to announce that they were developing.
Oh my god,
the Mega Man game.
You got like Shovel Knight armor.
God,
who has Mega Man? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Capcom.
Okay, so there's a chance. It's not Konami.
Yeah, we'll see. Number 5. Bloodborne 2.
Yeah. I knew that was
I can see
coming.
that happening.
That has a chance, though.
You're damn right it does.
That has a real chance.
Mm-hmm. You know what it's going to be called?
Bloodborne 2.
Castlevania.
I think you said this earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I think Armored Core is a definite bet, but I think also Bloodborne was too successful for both companies to ignore that it's
Of course.
Yeah. So I bet we don't see this game till like spring of 2018. But we'll get a teaser for it, start cooking the...
Not even need a teaser, just throw up a title.
Nah, I want a little something,
Nah, that's not that far out.
But what even is a Bloodborne 2?
I don't know. Like a Dark Souls 2, a Dark Souls 3, like they figured out a way to make those games.
Yeah, but the story of Bloodborne, they know better than I.
Yeah. Can always do prequels.
No. Bloodborne 0. That's
Matt,
how you kill a franchise.
Yeah.
This one's more in the style of the show, not anything being presented. I'm going to say that PSVR is actually going to be the star of the show, and it's actually going to be talked about more than any non-VR games throughout the show.
That sucks.
I'm not happy to say it, but I think that's going to be where that's going.
Safe prediction. It's good. Now I'm depressed. Mark.
Sorry.
Bring us home.
Yeah, speaking of depressed.
Oh, fuck.
Castlevania.
Don't worry, this won't affect you. This will only affect me.
The Last Guardian's delayed.
It's just canceled.
It's just canceled.
It's a Switch exclusive. No.
That would actually might sell units.
They finally, just maybe, Phantasy Star Online 2 for the US on PS4. It just recently made it in Japan on PS4.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And you could play it on Vita as well.
Oh.
Why is this depressing?
Because they've always been saying, hey, it'll be over here, and it never did. And they're just like, yeah, it's not going to happen for whatever contract reason or whatever back in like 2013. I don't know what's happened since, if that contract went up now. But I feel like I hope at some point. I don't feel it. I really want it. I've been wanting it.
Yeah.
That was actually my sole reason to get a PS4.
In the hope that it would happen.
Like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like I played on PC with like the English server patch and all that. And it's like, yeah, I can do it, but it's not the same.
That's a very like PSX-y thing to do.
It would be a very PSX-y thing.
And
sexy.
I mean, we have the anime. That made it West Side.
I think it's a little bit more easy.
I mean, the fact I didn't know it was already out on PS4 in Japan, so like just because you said
like,
that, like this
really,
is a good setup.
It's
for
really
something
popular
like
over
this.
there. Like so many like other animes or other shows, like or other games, they cross like DLC stuff with that game.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that.
Like Attack on Titan did something. I'm sure like Sword Art or something else did something. I don't care, but like, yeah, like it's still like it's a big hit over there, and I just wish that they realize that there is a good audience for it over here, because that was my most hours in the game on the GameCube version.
Yeah,
like I love that series.
I'm sure they know it's just got to be expensive as fuck to localize that.
I mean, if you can get a couple people to patch it and do that, like,
I don't know. Well,
I really hope for that though.
Saturday. I'm running through everything in my head.
Yeah.
It'd be great if we just had just boom, 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 boom. It always is really exciting because it's like having a second E3.
It is, but then what happened last year?
Yeah,
just
I know. Paragon
pure
was a mistake.
Disappointment. That's just my cause of that last year. I'm not expecting the world anymore out of it, and maybe that's where they want us for this year, or like kind of going forward.
I'm expecting a lot out of it, only because of how disappointing the Pro was, how much Microsoft has, because there was like a report that Xbox One bundles were outselling PS4 bundles Black Friday for the first time. Like, it's happened like here and there, but this was like multiple retailers happening in a little bit, and I think like Sony knows that, and they know that they're starting to lose grasp. I don't think they're ever going to lose this console generation. but I think that they're definitely not in the same place. That they don't have the level of hubris that they were allowed to have some time ago.
Yeah, I feel like they just got a lot of bullshit out of the way now, and they can finally move on to better things, or newer things. Not necessarily better, but it's refreshing.
You think we get some Spider-Man gameplay?
Maybe. I mean, because you think about it, we have Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15 are both coming out now. Finally, we can stop. That can stop being a news thing.
Right. We can move on to Drive
you
Club
can fill
2.
you can fill the slots with other games. You
point.
can get the new system stuff is out of the way. Now you can, you can tease PS5 if you really wanted to. I wouldn't, but you can.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, now we have just a lot of that crust is just off.
Yeah.
So it feels refreshing that a new one is coming. It's a little more, somewhat more hopeful.
It's always good stuff. I think we'll see Sucker Punch's game.
Sucker Punch.
Infamous.
Yeah, they haven't done shit since
we just talked about
Second Son.
We just talked about Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they put out that first light patch for Pro.
Well, great. Yeah, that's what we needed. We all needed that. But yeah, they haven't done anything since Second Son, so I think it's kind of overdue.
Cool.
But who knows? We'll take a quick break, come right back, and we're going to bring our cover story for the month of November to a close, as well as this episode. Be right back. Welcome back to our third and final segment. Every month on thefreecheese.com, we do a cover story, much like a magazine. And this month, our cover story was Secrets, because we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the pig man Ganon. And of course...
That's my favorite princess.
Yeah, The Legend of Zelda. This month, we played The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, as our pick for the Free Cheese Game Club.
Or some of us tried.
We tried. We got, into it. But that's how Game Club stuff goes. You play a little bit, enough to talk about it.
I wasn't physically able to.
It's all...
Me neither, that's the thing.
It doesn't...
I didn't have a nunchuck.
I didn't have a Wii Plus.
You guys...
I still have my memories from playing it.
Yeah,
before.
Which is all that matters.
I still remember preview coverage.
But I figured we'd take this time just to talk about, The Legend of Zelda, what we think about it, what we feel about it. The future of it, the past of it, everything in between. Do you want to start with Skyward Sword, or do you want to start with...
Are we going, in chronological order?
Yeah, let's do that.
Of, the timeline, or the games that were released?
Well, at some point, you can't really go chronologically anymore.
I mean, you can just go left to right, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the timeline, just because I want to make Mark scream. But Skyward Sword, because, that was the one we played this month. Just impressions of that, I guess.
That game I love for its story.
And nothing else.
Pretty much.
I honestly, I was, kind of excited to play through it. But the more I played it, the more I'm, fighting with that game.
Yeah.
It's really clunky. And it's not...
Yeah, they were really trying to sell with that Motion Plus thing.
And it's cool, but, I never feel like I'm actually in control of Link, which sucks.
Yeah. That's understandable.
And, I don't know. It just...
They tried.
Yeah, they did. But it definitely wasn't... I don't know.
So I can bring someone else's story into this.
Yeah.
When I found out did not have my controller, asked my cousin she actually had the game as well. So I was like, oh, if you can give me your controller and the game or find it for me, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. So I need to play this. I didn't expect her to get back to me. She never did. She probably forgot. That's fine. But she started talking about it a little bit. She was like, oh, yeah, I'd rather you not pay for it, because I remember trying to play, and it was I swung, and he swung, but not the way I wanted to. And they're these little guys that jumped. They had to slash horizontally, but it would register vertically, and then the other way would happen.
See, I didn't really have this problem.
I had it consistently where because there's some
I mean, are you overly swinging?
Duh, it's a sword.
Any way that I try, it's all weird and
because I never really went exaggerated with my arm extension. I just kept it
and doing that even
my shoulders,
because certain of the those weird bone carrying dudes they'll get close to you and they'll hold it a certain way, and you have to kind of go from bottom right up towards top left, that kind of motion. And doing that, like, he just, like, did a horizontal from right to left. Yeah. And it's just like, no, I want that way. And then he'll kind of do it. Just
I had that problem with other games in general where, like, I want to go left to right, but I go up.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. And, like, when I got I finally got the beetle. Yeah. It's not a good sub-weapon. Like, no, it's not. Like, Zelda's, like,
that's why I get it early on.
I know, but, like, Zelda's, like, so cool for, like, all the sub-weapons and, like, all the weird things you find and items and just, like... Like, the emphasis on motion really sucks.
Yeah.
But it is a cool story, and, like, that's the part that I want to finish it for that, but I also...
Yeah, because, like, it actually gives meaning to the title, The Legend of Zelda. Like, now I know why it's called The Legend of Zelda.
Is it a spoiler to tell me why it's called The Legend of Zelda?
I mean, no.
I don't care if you want to spoil it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, really.
Like, what in Skyward Sword, like, is like, this is The Legend of Zelda?
Because, like, because Link and Zelda are actually friends starting off, and that usually isn't the case with these games. They usually never met each other. Mm-hmm. You know, Link gets a calling, and because they're both pivotal parts of saving Hyrule, because they each have a Triforce. Right. And you're always like, why is it always these two? Why does Zelda always have wisdom and she's through a line of royalty? Why is Link always just some random ascendant hero who has courage?
Why?
Because, well, this game explains that, how you earn that piece of the Triforce and all that. But, like, Zelda is actually a reincarnation of the goddess Hylia.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has to live up to that. So, to, like, keep everything in balance and whatnot and protect herself from the pure source of power, which is known as demise, which is the entity of Ganon.
Right.
That's what keeps Ganon living forever. It's always the same Ganon, but it's never the same Zelda and Link.
So this is just Castlevania.
Pretty much.
There's always a Belmont.
Yeah.
It's the same Dracula.
Right.
Everything is Castlevania.
Maybe everything's Zelda.
There's always a man. There's always a
lighthouse. See? Yeah.
But it's pretty much, I mean, there's a little more to it with that.
But that's the basic idea. Yeah,
Yeah, so but yeah, like it gives meaning to why there's a Triforce, like why Hylia created 3 goddesses to cover each one to become the golden relic of the Triforce, which is like the Dragon Balls. Once you touch it and you have them all, you can make any wish you want.
Goku, come back to life.
Yeah. But it can be a good wish or a bad wish, doesn't matter.
Huh.
So it's always about, like, Ganon wants to get the other two with pure power, but you can overcome power with both wisdom and courage.
And you have the most responsibility. Yeah. Huh. I don't have to finish it now, thank you.
Yeah, but like so the last fight looks really cool. It's like a Soul Calibur type thing.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, because I liked fighting, what's his face?
It's just nothing but, like, Sky. And you're just fighting this thing that looks like Ganon, but it's not. It's just pure evil. Power and hatred. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's just a big sword fight.
I did the first, like, little battle with Girahim.
He's actually the essence or spirit of Demise's sword. How Fi is for the Master Sword.
Oh fuck! That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Because like you haven't seen, like, his real form.
Yeah, and he's always bouncing around in a weird diamond boy.
Yeah, later, like, he, you know, like, pupils are gone. He is, like, more, his skin turns, like, even darker, I think. He's just all diamonds.
Old daddy, like, snake tongue, huh?
Yeah. And then, like, I think he is, like, Demise's, like, big, like, imagine, like, Cloud Sword mixed with the design of the Master Sword.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's, like, his sword.
Shit.
So there's, like, an evil Master Sword in a sense.
Damn. That's really rad.
That's a part I never got to, but I saw it in, like, the strategy guide, so I was like, that's cool.
Ah, shit.
Well, no, I saw it in that book.
This book?
That book.
This book with the Zelda timeline?
The book I don't want to acknowledge.
Ah, shit. Mark's upset.
That is a Mark timeline.
It is a Mark timeline.
No, it's not. This is not a Mark timeline.
Circling that trademark.
Maybe up until it splits.
Why do you hate the Zelda timeline?
More specifically, my problem is with Ocarina of Time.
That's the crux?
Yeah, that is why I hate the timeline.
Why?
I hate the popularity of Ocarina of Time. At the same time, I love the game. I hate what it spawned, and Nintendo realizes that now. Because that's all they were trying to formulate. They were just trying to stick to that. That's why Majora's Mask is like that. That's why Twilight Princess is like that. That's why Wind Waker is like that. That's why Skyward Sword was even like that. And they're like, hey, this isn't working anymore. Like, it's just, Z targeting. I get it. Cool. All right. Like, I don't fucking care. Like,
I think when they first introduced the timeline, I kind of did the, what the fuck? And then I kind of just got to the point where it was like, yeah, this is dumb.
Yeah, so you have the one, okay, it makes sense. The first two make sense.
But no, now this makes sense to me. The whole thing. And I love that it exists because it mirrors our own reality.
Does it?
Yeah.
There's only one game where Link has the option of dying, not in every game where Link has an option of dying?
It doesn't matter.
Why would you only include that once?
No, because...
It doesn't make any sense.
Because it is what it is.
You know it doesn't make sense. Link could have failed in the first one. He could have failed in Minish Cap. He could have failed in any game. If you're going to give him an option to die in one game, you have the option to die in any of them.
But arbitrarily, they decided to make Ocarina the crux.
And it's in the official book.
And it's the official book.
And here's the other thing. Ocarina is full of shit.
But like right there, you could have said full of fuck. And that would have changed our entire timeline moving forward. But you chose to say shit. So arbitrarily, this timeline just continues the way it's going to continue.
It's also full of fuck.
Right? And you just changed it again. This timeline, it makes sense.
Okay, here's the thing. Why is it called the Ocarina of Time? Because you play a song that takes you to the Temple of Time, right?
Song of Time.
Right, you have the Song of Time to open the door in the Temple of Time. The door of Time to take you to the pedestal of time to pull out the Master Sword, right?
After you get those 3 stones. Okay.
All right. What does that have to do with time travel?
Everything.
It doesn't do time travel. Only thing you can do is, play the sun song and you change from night to day, right?
Ba, 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 ba.
Right. Ooh. You can fast forward 12 hours. Good for you. Master Sword, on the other hand, because of game mechanics, this is where it blends in with the canon story. Every time you put that sword back, pull it out, it's 7 years. That sword has more time travel capability than that fucking flute does. All that thing can do is just teleport you to shit, and you can, whatever. That. There's no real time travel. You can change the weather for a little bit. You can bring the sun out. You can make people dance, but it's not an Ocarina of Time. There's nothing time travel about it. It's full of shit. And then that timeline makes it full of shit. And then the fan base around it that puts that game on a fucking pedestal, full of shit.
I'm laughing.
And I love Zelda. Fuck that.
I'm laughing doubly as hard because before the mini rant just went off to my left, I was about to say, as someone who doesn't really play the Zelda games, or what I have played has been very minimum, when I first saw the timeline, I had your feeling, Joe, where it was like, oh, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I mean...
And then I looked at it for a second, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that you picked the most iconic game to split the timeline.
Mark is completely defeated right now.
I will say this, rant aside.
Yes.
It's cool that they gave Link an option to fail.
Yeah.
I just wish they did it more than once.
I just,
but they could have.
Because every game is important, not just that one. That one, they only did that with that one because it's the most popular. And every game wanted to be like it. So what do? They cash out another one real quick, use the same assets, and you have Majora's Mask. Granted, Majora's Mask has really great side characters. It's very good overtones to that game. But overall, I will admit that it's lazy.
Question: I thought Majora's Mask ended with the world ending.
You're in you're in Termina. You have 3 days before the world ends, and you have to keep going back with the 3 days. So does Ocarina of Time, it can actually go back 3 days or speed forward 3 days, but not 7 years. Fuck you, Ocarina. Still,
I still love Ocarina so much.
But here's what I'll say about that. I love the 3DS one. Even more so, my favorite Ocarina is the Master Quest.
Yeah.
I recommend that to anyone. I still love the game, but just in the terms of the mechanics of the game and the canon story, and just everything that's around it and the culture around it, fuck it. But as a game by itself, I do enjoy the game. It's just, it doesn't make sense in the sanest ways. So yeah, I like it, but I just don't like everything around it.
I get that.
I don't like its atmosphere.
Well, that's our there's our conversation about the timeline.
So, the most of the timeline I played was when I have this picture.
Was your most
Sacred Realm
remains protected?
Remains protected. That's the line I've played the most. So
Yeah,
I've gone.
So it's after you beat Ocarina.
I've gone Ocarina, and evidently, when I didn't finish Ocarina, I was triumphant, and I sealed away that, and then I dabbled a tiny bit in Majora's Mask, and then probably the one I played the most was Twilight Princess. So there it is. That's my timeline.
The cool thing about Twilight Princess, when you see that gold wolf that teaches you songs, and then it turns into the hero's shade, that's actually Ocarina of Time Link teaching you sword skills.
God,
because in Majora's Mask, after you beat that, he never passed on his skills to the next descendant, and he always regretted that. So he's now teaching it to you.
That's so cool. I always like that it's like it's always Link, but it's not Link. It's just like a different.
I think that's one of the only few times that like actual Links met each other.
It doesn't say here when I herded the sheep though in the beginning of Twilight Princess.
But like I don't know, like life is a weird. We don't know what the fuck's going on and whatever. But like potentially, I've just been the same dude reincarnating over and over and over again, and just like little things that I leave behind for myself. Like
that's also what I like about Adventure Time.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's the same. Like everything always is, and it always isn't, and it doesn't matter. Whatever. Like it's the same idea, and it's cool. Like yeah. Separate from timeline. What was your first Zelda?
My first Zelda, it was A Link to the Past, but I wasn't aware of like what Zelda was.
Yeah.
And the part I played was the very end. So like whenever you do a final boss fight and you reload your save, it takes you to right before the fight. So I just jumped right into the pyramid and Ganon just killed me. And that was my first experience of Zelda. Then I didn't really understand what Zelda was until I played Ocarina.
Yeah, Ocarina was my first too.
I stopped when I got to the first temple as an adult.
Which one's that?
The forest temple.
Yeah.
And I would just not play it for years and get back to it back and forth. But Majora was actually the first game I beat all the way through. And
really?
I never had N64, but a friend had Ocarina, so I got to play a little bit over there. But Twilight Princess was the one. Actually, I didn't own it, but I borrowed it from a friend, so it was like in my house kind of permanently for a matter of time. And that's the one I put the most time in, and that's pretty much the only one I've ever really like owned in my possession for a period of time. That's why. Just don't get those Nintendo consoles. Except the Wii. Probably the Switch though. Looking good.
I know. Yeah, Zelda's weird because I always, I think I did it earlier tonight. Exclaim my distaste for high fantasy, but this is like the major exception. Exception to the rule where I'm just like, yeah, no, this is rad. I'm in.
Because it's not like it doesn't feel generic. Because because it created generic in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's like it gets that pass in a way because it's so influential.
Yeah, it kind of like transcends everything, but it's just like so.
But you're kind of one character that kind of does everything. You're the archer, you're the swordsman, you're the mage, you're the healer, you're the
musician.
Yeah, the musician
playing that great potato flute.
Yep, that old sweet potato.
Now this is a question we've all asked ourselves: Who is Tingle? Isn't he supposed to be Koji Kondo?
I feel like he's one of the somebody who has their hands on developing the game.
I think he's. If you look at him, he looks a lot like Koji Kondo. Because there's a lot of weird little ones like that. Like, Boo was modeled after, I think, Tezuka's wife. Because every time that he brought her to family or company parties, she would,
Mario was named after...
the landlord.
I think, something like that. Yeah. Or lawyer.
Yeah, that was Kirby.
Kirby was the lawyer.
Kirby was after the lawyer.
Yeah.
That did that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird.
It's because I'm so passionate about this series. That's why, I don't like that timeline. You have to keep updating it, and then it's just, I don't know. I feel like you can't go Oh yeah.
I'm holding up a picture of Koji Kondo.
Yeah,
Kids, you can play along at home.
Tingle's not even like an exaggeration of it. It's just spot on.
Yeah. Kids, if you want to play along, just go to your local Bing machine, type in Koji Kondo, and then Tingle, and you'll see. It's kind of the same exact thing. Yeah, Nintendo has a history of doing that.
But with that timeline, it's like either go all the way or don't do it at all type. That's how I feel you should be about it. You know, if you're going to give it some possibility, I feel like you have to give it all possibility. Not limit it. But popularity happens.
But you could make the timeline whatever you want then, you know? You could make your own Zelda
which is kind of what everyone was doing.
So just keep doing it.
So I feel like that timeline was only made because of fans making their timelines. And they're like, you know what? Yeah,
but you know what?
We'll make it official. Because so many times Miyamoto was like, oh yeah, this one takes place after this one. Nope, this one takes place after this one. Nope, this is the most recent.
But also I think, yeah, I know, I like that. But I think that's just as valid as...
But they all stand alone at the same time.
And they all...
most of them.
But you could make an argument that any of them follow any of them, if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, like the Oracle games, for example.
Yeah.
There is technically a certain way you're supposed to play those if you want a story. Because like the end of Seasons?
I don't remember.
Or Ages. One of them you leave on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning of Link's Awakening, you crash that boat.
Mm-hmm.
And Link had a similar design in the Game Boy games. He's always had like that look.
Yeah.
With the white tights underneath.
Old Zelda. What else can we say about Zelda? I love the items. I love the dungeons. Like just wandering through.
Yeah, like I love how different,
solving puzzles.
Like I love how different and similar they all are.
Yeah.
Like each game, like everybody can have their favorite. You know, you don't have to play them all to be a Zelda fan. Like you can just have that one and keep it at that.
Yeah.
But you can still understand what the series is as a whole by playing it. You can still find something charming and long lasting about it. Like you can have a good feeling thinking about it after playing it.
Yeah.
Well, for most of them, I can't really speak for all of them. Triforce Heroes. But I don't know, there's just something about it. Like there's a reason why that it is so popular and so influential and so impacting in the video game world. Like it's one of a kind.
Yeah. Boss battles too. Just always like
boss battles. That's probably one of their weaker points.
You think?
It's
always another puzzle. Like go through the dungeon and then the boss is technically like a dungeon of it in and of itself.
It's just hit the glowy spot.
Yeah, but there's always like a little trick or a weird thing you've got to learn how to do, and I don't know.
What they used to do was like you get this item in a dungeon. Okay, you have to use this item on the boss in some way, and they realize this now with Link Between Worlds. So like, hey, you can use wherever you want.
Yeah,
go wherever you want. We want to give you more freedom, and then Breath of the Wild just takes that like 10,000 steps further, and I think that's going to outshine Ocarina, hopefully.
They're going to split the series, the timeline again.
Yeah, at this point,
they're going to split it before Ocarina.
At this point, I don't care.
All three timelines.
I just think people shouldn't hold Ocarina such a high regard as they do. I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but it is good. It is important.
You should explore your Zeldas, Mark says. Yeah. Breath of the Wild. We're all excited about it.
Yeah. Definitely. Like I can't. I
have an M.
Yeah.
I can't express enough about it.
And I can't fucking wait to have it on. Like the fact that I could play that on my couch, on my TV, and play it in a park.
Like I haven't been
on a rooftop park.
Like I haven't been this excited since Twilight Princess. When that got announced at E3 2004.
Yeah. You were super stoked for I'm not even gonna make a joke about Triforce Heroes. That was gonna be a joke. Yeah. I like the weirdness of it all. Like you said, like the weird cast of characters in Majora's Mask and Ocarina to that extent too. Link's Awakening, like just how that's just a weird fucking fever dream.
Yeah, like they're breaking out of all these molds.
Yeah.
And they're kind of going back to their roots, but yet they're not reverting. It's not nostalgia. It's just they're remembering where they came from and they're taking that further.
Yeah.
They're growing.
That's what we should be doing. Growing.
Yeah.
That's going to kind of bring us to a close on The Legend of Zelda and on Secrets. I think. Right? Nothing really else.
I think everybody knows my secret now.
Well, true. Big fan of the timeline.
I just want to say one thing about Twilight Princess and the Zelda series.
Yeah.
When I played Twilight Princess for the first time, that was when I was like kind of realizing that I have this passion for gaming, but I didn't want to admit to it because I didn't want to be that nerd at the time. And then, I was playing it, and I got to that dungeon that freaks me out. Whatever, I stopped playing it. Did you just spill coffee on yourself?
No, I just realized.
There.
I'm drinking out of my Link mug.
So yeah, I got to that dungeon that creeped me out or whatever. That's just a weird thing with me, and I stopped playing. But
I'll
then
play that part for you.
Maybe if I could find a save. And then like a couple years later, I played it again in college, and I kind of forgot why I stopped playing it. I was like playing it again. I was like having so much fun with it, and I've embraced my gaming passion at this point, realizing that I am who I am. And I was like, oh my god, this game's so much fun. Like, why did I stop playing this? This is so good. And I got to that dungeon. I was like, oh, I remember why. And it kind of upsets me that I can't get over the stupid little fear. It just freaks me out way too much. But
hey, everybody has them.
Yeah, that's the one I wish I could have just kept seeing through. But I'm not going to play Half-Life 2 for the same reasons. Those damn spider crickets.
Sorry, dude.
It's all right.
Hopefully Breath of the Wild doesn't have any.
Well, if it's in the first level, at least I know. I know how to get my hopes up.
Yeah. And I think this will kind of also bring an end to our single focus cover stories for a little while. Because this year was a lot of anniversaries, which was nice, but it meant single topics for cover stories. And it made it, I think it made it kind of difficult to stay enthusiastic about them. To an extent, like
we just want to be burnt out.
Yeah, because that happened with Pokemon. Yeah. It happened with Metroid,
and we love them. Like we want to share love with everything. It's just,
but doing it for a month at a time was like really.
I think I came on like I was waiting for that Castlevania type game, and that kind of hit me at the right time. So that's why I was able to do through two games.
But then But as we move into December, we have a new cover story. No title yet. I think I have one in mind, but
TBA.
We'll put a pin in that. You can check back the 1st of December. We always do the big post and everything for that. But if you're listening now and you want sort of just a little sneak peek, December, obviously, all about Game of the Year. So the whole cover story is just about Game of the Year. That doesn't just mean Game of the Year 2016. We're going to kind of celebrate Game of the Year.
Yeah, like what that means, I guess.
Generally, yeah, like the idea of of like what does it take to make something your favorite game from a year. So speaking of which, next week on episode 175, our big topic of the week is going to be running through our previous year's Game of the Year choices. So we're going to kind of just share over the last 5 years, from 2011 through 15, what we had to pick one overall Game of the Year, what would it be?
And we'll archiving.
A little bit. We'll have to dig back. We'll have to pull things out. Hopefully we can just make Bloodborne win all of those years.
There was a Fallout game, I think, right, to piss you off, Joe?
I think that's the secret here, is that he just wants to redeem.
That's the whole. Yeah, that's all this has ever been.
That's the motive.
I'm gonna come back and say Fallout 4.
I'm gonna scream. I'm already screaming. Yeah, but that December will be a fun month. It's not going to be as intense, I don't think, for us to do a lot of work on. But still fun, good. Yeah. But then obviously the new year will bring a whole new slew of things. I think January is going to be a really good.
I can't wait for next year.
Yeah.
It's going to be so refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air.
I hate you.
Wild.
I didn't even say wild. I was gonna.
But I did.
But it really is. Like, I really mean that.
Yeah, no, I think Switch is going to be cool. I think Scorpio is going to be a weird thing.
That's going to be another thing I'm not going to buy.
I might. I don't know what.
I'll tell you what. I'll be watching Microsoft's conference.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, E3 is going to be interesting.
It will be, for sure.
Another E3 of dreams from PlayStation again.
Maybe again. PlayStation experience.
Crash Bandicoot remastered gameplay footage.
Oh, you weren't talking about Dreams. Where is Dreams?
Oh,
Media Molecules. No, we're not. All right,
shit.
Too late.
Too late. It never was a thing.
So, yeah. December, every week on the podcast, we'll talk a little bit about, like, game of the year type stuff. And then, obviously, the end of December towards, as we get closer to the new year, that we'll have a full episode where we actually vote on game of the year. And, you know, we got about a month out, but I'm going to try to get a lot of bodies in this little here basement so we can have a big ass discussion.
Our 2-hour podcast will be a 4-hour podcast.
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna go into a little. We have to have some conversations over the next few weeks as we begin to prepare. Like, what type of awards are we gonna do? Whatever, all the logistical stuff. Yeah. But December's all cool, fun game of the year. You can expect some write-ups on different games throughout the year. As I continue to burn through all these things, I'm gonna just review them. I got my Doom review. I've got everything outlined. I just need to, like, write it. But I already know the score. I already know everything's. So I'm going to get that up. I got to play through Inside probably tomorrow. I picked that up in the
You can probably do that in one sitting.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
That is a one-sitting game, yeah.
I'm going to do that tomorrow, if not tonight. I don't know. And then review that and just keep going through them all.
Yeah, I have to play that too.
Yeah.
I got the two I mentioned earlier. Inside is another one I need to get through.
Yeah.
I actually have a list in my shirt. I put Far Cry Primal in here, but I'm never going to get to that. I just know that. I'm just not in the mood to play it.
Nah.
Spoiler, it's Far Cry.
Yeah. Dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, The Witness. I want to play that.
I was going to buy that the other night.
Play that.
And then I looked and it was $40. And I was like, John,
yep, that's still $40.
I feel like it's going to take 7 years to beat. Just to find all the secrets.
Yeah. That would have been a good game to play. Damn it, we fucked up the
secret puzzle.
It's all right.
Yep. So yeah, there it is. I'm excited for next week. We'll come back next week. We'll kind of look at what happened with PlayStation Experience and see what the Castlevania game's actually called.
My reaction.
Yeah, we'll talk about the actual
Sony fanboy.
We'll talk about the actual cover that goes up that you see, et cetera, et cetera. I'm excited. December's gonna be a good month. 2017 will be a good
Video
time.
Game Awards too.
Yeah, Video Game Awards Thursday night, then PSX Saturday. Yeah, it'll be fun. With that, we're gonna bring episode 174 to a hot close, as they like to say.
Who's they?
I heard. Don't quote me. Stephen King talk about it once.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he does with every closing chapter. It's a hot close. That's what he calls it.
Sounds steamy.
He goes to a coffee shop. He orders cold coffee, which is weird, but he gets himself a hot piece of pie and he smears it all over his notebook. That was the beginning of what a hot close was, and then he kind of made a metaphor out of it, and it became that just sort of what. Yeah, this is.
The entire time I was thinking about the hot coffee mod in San Andreas.
It's a good right? But they did that because that was like a good hot
That's
close.
a whole nother definition
To the
hot close.
Yes. So as we bring this to a hot close, you are listening to this episode, but if you weren't and you wanted to listen some more, you could find it.
I think what?
You could find it in the rest of our episodes on iTunes, where you can subscribe to us. That way they just show up on your phone magically every week. You can also subscribe on the Google Play Store. Both of those places you can rate, review us, leave us a comment, feedback, etc. Bless you.
Thank you.
You can also send some feedback, or, like we mentioned before, like Andrew did, send us a question or a topic you'd like us to discuss. Podcast at thefreecheese.com. You can follow us all on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at some free cheese. Mark is at aug_mental. Matt is at mattyice131, and I am at the Free Cheese. Go to thefreecheese.com. Check out what we posted this month for our Secrets cover story. The latest article I think that went up was the Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah, it was neat. Yeah, this company made a really, really cool just tribute video of the origin of Skull Kid.
I like your last paragraph. I think it was your last paragraph when it said, in hopes they don't take this down.
Yeah, I hope Nintendo doesn't Nintendo this one because they've definitely.
You should just hire them.
You gotta get that money.
Yeah, and go read all the stuff we have on thefreecheese.com. We'll have a review of Doom up soon and other things. That's it. Anything else from you two?
No, I think you hit it.
No, I'm good.
Rad. Well, with that, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for hanging out with us for the last hour and 45 minutes. We're getting shorter. We're getting shorter. We'll be back next week. Take care. Good night.